Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get my podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen to? And how do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of those questions is really simply Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, guys, it is 100% free, and it's ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to do your podcast. I record my podcast, The Live Past Crazy Show, in my own time when I'm comfortable. I love that it's on my phone, and it doesn't require a lot of extra equipment. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start, and I can't wait to hear your podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Live Past Crazy Show. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist, so what better place to be than here with me. I appreciate you taking the time out to listen to the podcast, and it is my sincere hope and desire that what we share is something that you can use to help you and someone you know live past crazy. Today's show is actually a replay from the Fearless Morning Show that we record live on Facebook every morning at 7:15. So if you care to join us, I greatly appreciate it. And this is a replay of that. And the title is Change is the End Result of True Learning. Change is the end result of true learning. I wanted to share this again because I think I hit on some great topics, great points that may help somebody to think differently. And that is the whole purpose of the Fearless Morning Show. That is the entire purpose of the Live Past Crazy podcast, is to give you something to think about so that you can think differently perhaps than you did before. And if you can think differently, you can challenge your family to think differently. And then we can change our communities and we can change the world. So this is Change is the End Result of True Learning. I appreciate you guys for listening.
Learning. And if you think about that, on this journey to live past crazy, as you're growing and as you are changing and moving, you are truly learning new things about yourself. And when you're learning new things, I want you, so the Fearless thought for today, guys, is embrace your change. Embrace it. Be excited about it. And welcome it, because a lot of us think that, oh, I gotta sneeze, because we're changing, that people are going to, and people will treat you differently once you start to change. They absolutely will. But I want you to embrace that change and be excited about it, because if you're not, it's going to make it harder for you to accept it. So change is the end result of true learning. You will learn something about yourself. You absolutely going to learn more about the people that surround you and the people that don't. And I want you to be, I know yesterday was a short show and today will be as well. We talked about the compliments. I'm always talking about that. But your inner circle, are they giving you compliments or is it negative compliments? And there's a difference between the two. Once you embrace your change, but as you're changing your circle and becoming more aware of the people around you, be mindful of what they are saying to you. Are your inner circle complimenting you, or are they negative compliments? You know how they say something, but it's hidden in between so much negativity, you don't know if it's a compliment or not. We all have those friends or that person or that family who does that for us, who says something. Oh, well, you're doing great. And y'all know I hate the word little. At that little job, and you're doing great with your little business. It's not little. Or, well, JoJo, look at you. You've lost so much weight. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So check your inner circle. Are they giving you great compliments, or is it negative compliments mixed in with the compliments? And if it leaves you questioning whether they said something nice or not, rest assured it was not. That just simply meant they tried their best to be nice, but they all overall are so negative that they didn't have any choice but to say it anyway. So be mindful of that. But guys, on this journey to be fearless, I want you to embrace your change. That was something, that's just true confessions and conversation. That was something I had to learn how to do the hard way. I had to learn, because growing up where I'm from, everybody called me. I didn't, and this kind of came from my high school reunion, and a friend of mine had posted how she saw where everybody had a great time at the high school reunion, but she didn't really fit in anywhere, so she wasn't going to come. And I felt the same way. I was a nerd, but I wasn't nerd enough. I was an athlete, but I wasn't athletic enough. And I wasn't the cool kid, and I didn't fit in really anywhere, but I had groups of people everywhere that I was cool with, that I hung out with. And then, again, what are you receiving, your projections and your perceptions? And so I was trying to figure out what I was and what I was doing. And that carried into my adulthood, where I just didn't identify with anything. Was I a nerd? Was I this? Was I that? But then when I started on the Be Fearless journey, and I really took, the learning process changes the end result of true learning. When I really took it serious about learning what it was I liked about myself, what it was JoJo wanted, and the things that I wanted to do, then I became more aware of my thoughts. I became more aware of my circle. I became more aware of the people around me, what they were saying, what I accepted from them when they said it to me, because they always said, "Oh, JoJo, you a nerd," and I accepted that. And my family nickname, my cousin gave me this nickname, is Peppermint Patty, off Charlie Brown. And they always called me Peppermint Patty. And this was the first holiday nobody called me Peppermint Patty. So I accepted the Peppermint Patty name. I accepted the nerd name. I accepted JoJo, you doing too much name. I accepted you been married twice name. I accepted, oh, now what's your last name again? Because we know you've been married a couple of times. And then so I accepted all of that. But when I stopped accepting all the names and the negative things that people were pushing on me, then the true learning starts. Change is the end result of true learning. That's when the true learning started for myself, for what I wanted to do. And then I realized I didn't really have to define myself by anything that anybody ever said to me, ever, about anything, period. I could redefine myself however I wanted. And on this change, on this journey to be fearless, on this journey to the new you and learning your truth, it is exciting to define yourself however you want. I can say whatever I want to about Jan Mitra, Louise, Vardell. It is exciting because I do not have to define myself by anything that anybody has ever said to me. And when you get to that point, you are so much freer, because I'm not just Courtney and Rosie's mom. I'm not just Sophronia's daughter, Aunt Dee's niece, Jerry's sister. I'm not just the owner of that. I am so much more. And to begin to define it and put it in a box is not fair to me. And it's not fair to you. Why would you put how you see and define yourself in a box? Why do we do that? Why do we put it in a box? Period. Why? You weren't born in a box. Exactly, Minister Bear. I love the freedom to express myself and to be free to do whatever it is that I want to do. I absolutely love it. Yes, I may be a nerd. Absolutely. But with my nerdiness, am I not teaching you guys brain science? And I'm learning things that's helping me change my mind. That's helping me change my family. And Miss Margaret, #change the world. If I can change my mind, change my family, I will change my community. And I absolutely believe I will change the world. Yeah, I need to get one of Miss Margaret's shirt, #change the world. I'm telling you. So why would you put yourself in a box? You're more than just a father. You're more than just a worker at work. You're more than just whatever it is they tell you. You're more than just your paycheck. Absolutely. And when you figure that part out, that you cannot be defined by other people's standards, and you can't be defined by what you have received and what you have assumed is the vision of your life. Because if you missed the show Tuesday, I talked about what are you receiving, perceptions and your perspective. What are you receiving from other people? When you stop and think about it, like for real, You're going to get angry that you have been living your life by every other person's standards. You're going to get so pissed off that you figured out that JoJo now was exhausting. I was so tired mentally, emotionally, physically, because I was living the JoJo for my mother, my sister, my aunts, my cousins. And every time I saw them, I had to switch up who I was, what they wanted me to be. It was exhausting. And guess what happens on this fearless journey? When you start to learn you and you develop new rules to you, you don't have to do that anymore. And you get the joy of being yourself again. You know, like when you was a kid and you didn't really care what other people said about you when you were dancing, that kind of freedom. When you get to that kind of freedom, then it is amazing. And then you get to redefine your life. Your children will notice. Your family is going to notice. Now, they may say you're a little crazy. They said that to me all the time, and that's okay. JoJo, you so crazy. You always doing something. I accept that now. I accept whatever they say. You can say whatever you like. That does not mean that it's true for me. But if you want to say it, if it's true, and here's the thing about truth. It doesn't matter how many times you say it and which way you say it. The truth is going to be the truth. It's never going to change. But it has to be your truth for you. Your mother's truth is true for her in her relationship with you. But your truth for yourself has got to be what you know at your core. It's got to be what you know, who you are, whose you are, and why you are. And until you get to that point, you're going to be exhausted every day. You're going to be tired, and you're not going to know why. You're not going to sleep well, and you're not going to know why. You're going to be frustrated, and you're not going to be why. Yes, lack of the foundation. Yes. Minister Valerie, I told y'all, it's what you receive. It is what you receive. It is your perception and your perspective on absolutely all of it. So change is the end result of true learning. Once you decide that you do not have to put yourself in a box of those things, of the titles that they're giving you or the names that they give. And here's what you have to stop doing. And I know I don't tell you guys a lot what you have to stop doing, because I really want you to think. I'm just giving you thoughts to think about. This is what you have to stop doing. Stop adding the negativity voluntarily to your life. When I stop and think about, and I this is my prayer a couple of weeks ago, when my stomach, I had went to visit some girlfriends, and I ate food that I shouldn't have eaten. My stomach was hurt. And I was like, oh, well, I have this problem. I have this. And when you have whatever you say, so when you said I have, you absolutely have everything that you say behind that. And I had to stop saying that. And I think we all have to be mindful of that when we are describing ourselves, when we are talking about ourselves. Oh, well, you know I have arthritis in my wrist. Well, you know you have tendonitis in your wrist. Well, you know you have, no, I don't have any of those things, because I refuse it. Because once you say I have, you claim it as truth in your mind and your spirit, and then you start to live it out. If every morning you wake up and you say, I have no money, I have no passion, I have nothing to live for, I have, and whatever comes behind it, it becomes the truth immediately in your mind. So think about that. Change the end result of true learning. What are you learning about yourself? And what are you teaching yourself about yourself? What are you teaching yourself? Because that is crucial to absolutely everything, because you have whatever you say. So if you're always going to say, I have or I don't have, then that's absolutely what you're going to receive. It's absolutely what you're going to be. It is absolutely who you're going to be. And it's absolutely what you're going to receive. I know on Monday I talked about pay attention to your surroundings. What do you see for yourself? What is your vision? If you have on black and gray. If you have on black, whatever color you have on today, be intentional about seeing that color. You'll see it everywhere. Do the same thing with your thoughts. If you're intentional about your thoughts, and that was the second quote, nurture great thoughts for your will, for you will never go higher than your thoughts. And that's Benjamin Disraeli. Think about your thoughts. So if all the time I'm negative, and if all the time I say I am or I have, and it is followed by a negative, you're going to receive negative. People are going to give you exactly what you say They will give you exactly what you ask for. No exception, because they don't know you, number one, and they assume you know yourself. So they assume that you're going to do absolutely what it is that you want, exactly what it is that you said. Oh, so you want to have a hurt leg. Oh, okay, so I'm going to treat you like your leg is hurt. Oh, well, you want to have a hurt arm? Well, then I'm going to treat you exactly. And you have what you say. So you got to pay attention. Change the end result of your true learning and nurture great thoughts, for you will never go higher than your thoughts. And on this is Freebie Friday, Freedom Friday, Fearless Friday. Think about the thoughts that you are having today. What are you thinking about yourself? If you say, I have, and whatever comes behind that, that is absolutely what you will receive for today. If I have a headache, if I have this, think, Mr. Valley, you must have been on my show at the beginning when we first started last year. Think of what are the thoughts that you were thinking about yourself. Think about what you're thinking about. And if you're not thinking about what you're thinking about, your perception and perspective, remember that was Wednesdays, you're going to receive whatever it is everybody else tells you about yourself. Why are you putting yourself in the box of everybody else's definition of you? Why are we doing that? Why? Just why? I don't understand. If that's not who you answer to, why are you reacting to it? My name is Yamichu, Louise, Waddell, JoJo. I can take all of those names, but what I will not receive is anything else negative that you attach to me. That may be your perspective and your perception, but it is not mine. So what are you receiving from other people that is directing and changing your life so that now your life is built around what they think of you? And why are you putting yourself in a box? Think about that today. What does your mother think about you? Let me tell you, for myself, it was exhausting to be what my mother wanted, what my sister wanted, my aunt, my friends, my co-workers, a husband. It was exhausting. I quit. And that's exactly what I said. You know what? I quit. I'm not doing this anymore. If I can't be who I want to be, I'm not taking anybody else's title other than the one that I give myself. And until you get that, and as Minister Valley said, that's true freedom. Until you get to that point, you will be exhausted. Your head will hurt, your back will hurt, your arm will hurt. Everybody will aggravate you to the uptake power. You're going to be mad. You're going to be frustrated. You will be everything except who you're supposed to be. And you will be everything but you, because you have become so bogged down with everybody else's intention of you, everybody else's vision of you, everybody else's perspective and perception of you, that I know for me, and y'all know we talk about true confessions and conversations, for me it was absolutely really hard to understand what it was that I wanted for myself, and then to define that for myself. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It was hard for me. And so once I figured that part out, then I started doing something different. But if you don't, you're going to continue to live exactly the box that they put you in. You're going to continue to live the frustration that they put you in. It's not going to change. It's absolutely never going to change. So on this Freedom Friday, Fearless Friday, Freebie Friday, think about that, guys. Think about what titles are you carrying that you did not ask for. You didn't ask for that. You did not absolutely ask for that. Oh, yes, ma'am, Miss Leah. And if you don't understand that part, then you're going to be frustrated your whole life. I had to do that for myself. And when I tell you my family was angry with me when I didn't come home for almost 7 months, it was because I had to figure it out for myself. And it didn't mean I stopped talking to them. I may talk to them, but I limited my conversation. I limited the length of time, but I also limited the access to me. Right, Jay? And here's the thing. It's not being selfish when you take time for yourself to do what you have to do. It's being selfish when you inflict all your pain and frustration on your family and expect them to accept it because you didn't want to do the work that you need to do. Right, Miss Margaret? That is exactly true. Change is the end result of true learning. Nurture great thoughts, for you will never go higher than your thoughts. That's Benjamin Disraeli. What are the thoughts that you're thinking about yourself? And then pay attention to your inner circle. Are they secretly giving you compliments, or are they giving you complaints? Right, Miss Margaret? Until you realize that you are important too, you will be whatever they say you will be. And if you don't get mad about that, you can get mad about somebody cussing at your child. You can get mad at the people at the job. You can get mad at your husband, wife, boo thing. You can get mad about all of that. But you can't get mad because other people are giving you their perception of you and you accepting and you living out their life. That you can't get mad about that. That's the question of the day. So think about that. What are you going to get mad about and do something about? Yes, Miss Leah. And it's not selfish to take time for yourself. It's absolutely not. You've got to embrace your change. You have to. Guys, it is Freedom Friday, and I still have, I was going to post this, bit.ly. The 5 steps to live past crazy is bit.ly/5K life. You can get that. And that is free. Right, Minister Valerie, and sometimes you have to do that. Your sanity depends on it. Exactly. You've got to check your family, and you got to check your thoughts. Check your inner circle for toxic words and actions. Yep. And Ms. Leah, you can't be mad about that. You can't feel some type of way because you have told your family you're not living like that. Period. You can't get mad because they're not mad because they're forcing themselves on you. They have no problem giving you all the negativity that they want you to have. They have no problem with that at all. Period. In fact, they give it to you freely. Do they not? Does your family not give you all the negativity freely? Do they not talk about you freely? Do they not talk about your weight? The man, at least for me. How many last names you got, JoJo? How many times you been divorced? How many times you been married? You're not going to get mad about that. You're going to just accept that.
It's not the same screaming.
But you're going to take out your frustration on everybody else about everything else.
Yeah.
Right. They are excited and they are happy to pass it along to you. Until you decide that you're ready to do something about that, it will continue to be absolutely that. And it's not selfish to do that. Exactly, Minister Valen. Today's quote, nurture great thoughts for you will never go higher than your thoughts. That's Benjamin Disraeli. And changes the end result of your true learning. What are you learning about yourself? What are you teaching other people your truth about yourself? And when you get serious about it, it becomes easy. In the beginning, it's going to be hard. It will be hard. But it gets easier because then you don't accept it. And guess what? They see it and they don't bring it to you. But you got to do that and check your inner circle for those compliments and those negative compliments that are wrapped in those half-handed compliments. Girl, you look good, but what's that you got on? Well, you gained some weight. I ain't seen you in a while. You got a man yet? You know how your family asks all the crazy stuff and then you find yourself explaining yourself? You don't have to. And remember, be mindful of your thoughts. When you say, I have, you have, exactly what you say after that. Yes, Jay, it's gotten a lot easier. When you take it seriously, it gets a lot easier. So when you say, I have, you have exactly what you say you have right after that. And that's exactly what people are going to bring to you. That's exactly what you're going to attract, period. So think about changing that. As Minister Valerie says, think about the thoughts that you think about yourself, period. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining the Fearless Morning Show this morning, Friday edition. Thank y'all for coming with me as we travel this week. Miss Lynn, my co-host, will be back next week. Those positive words over yourself. You can't just be saying it. You have to know it true. Like you have to know it for real. And because if you don't, when you say it, you're not going to believe it and nobody else will. And they're going to go back to right back to giving you the negativity that they're more than comfortable giving you. Absolutely. Make sure that you share the video, guys. And then we also, if your friends and family don't have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel. I posted that so that you can share all of the Fearless Morning Shows. We have 249 shows strong so that you can binge watch all the Fearless Morning Shows over there. Thank you, Minister Valerie. So you can watch, and they are by title, so you can watch whatever you want. Send it to your friends, your family, your boo thing, your husband, your girlfriends. Yes, Miss Leah, you got to believe the words you say. You absolutely. Miss Leah, y'all make sure y'all check her out. She has Miss Leah, a great and safe weekend. If you're traveling, please be careful going back to your destinations. Yes, we are. And we have to be okay saying that, Miss Margaret. You are amazing. You have to, and it's not being arrogant to say it. It may just be the truth, and that you have to accept it. So don't think less of yourself because people give you less. They may be giving you less because that's all they think of themselves. But why would you receive that? And that's Miss Minister Valerie's.
Hey guys, I just want to come in at the close of the show, say thank you so much for listening to the replay of the Fearless Morning Show. And that was from Friday, right before, that was Friday, after Thanksgiving. So thank you so much for listening to that replay. Thank you for listening to the Live Past Crazy show with me. I am the only Live Past Crazy specialist, and I'm so glad you spent your time with me. If you would like to know more about why I know crazy and about this Be Fearless journey, I invite you to check out my website, which is livepastcrazy.com, as well as you can follow me on all social media. If you put in Janmetra, JANMETRA, I am the only one that's going to come up, so you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The Fearless Morning Show is a show that I do weekdays at 7:15 a.m. on Facebook, and I invite you to join me on there as well as we talk about how to live past crazy in your life and your finances. And I do have a co-host with that show. Remember, as a result of working with the only Live Past Crazy specialist, individuals are able to identify the crazy in their lives and develop a special blueprint to begin to live past crazy. Do you know anybody who needs to live past crazy? If you do, send them on over to my way, because there is life after crazy. I hope you have a great day, guys. Until next time, be blessed.